Think you're part of the 7% club? This video contains the full answers and explanations to our most watched 5% difficulty questions from Season 1. If you want to test yourself first, the short version with no answers is linked below. Let's see how many you actually get right.
Number 13.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which singer starred in Purple Rain? Is it A. Michael Jackson, B. Prince, C. Lenny Kravitz, or D. Stevie Wonder? Comment your answer below. It's not Stevie Wonder. While he's one of the most influential musicians of all time, his career focused on music and performance rather than starring roles in films. He shaped sound, not cinema, and Purple Rain wasn't part of his legacy. It's not Lenny Kravitz. His style and musical energy definitely feel like they could fit a movie like Purple Rain, but he didn't star in it. Lenny came onto the mainstream scene later and wasn't connected to that film at all. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Michael Jackson. This is a very common guess because of his legendary music videos and short films. But despite his cinematic presence, Purple Rain wasn't his project. Michael took a very different path in blending music and film. The correct answer is Prince. Prince starred in Purple Rain in 1984, playing a fictionalized version of himself known as The Kid. The film was semi-autobiographical and helped launch one of the most iconic soundtracks in music history. Purple Rain went on to win an Academy Award and cemented Prince's status as a cultural legend, not just a musician, but a cinematic icon as well. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 12.
Only 5% of people get this right. Who was the first overall pick in the 2000 NFL Draft? Is it A. Peyton Manning, B. Michael Vick, C. Courtney Brown, or D. LaDainian Tomlinson? Comment your answer below. It's not LaDainian Tomlinson. Even though he became one of the greatest running backs in NFL history, he wasn't the top pick. Tomlinson was drafted later and went on to far outperform expectations, which makes this a tempting guess. It's not Michael Vick. This is one of the most common answers because of how electrifying his career became. But Vick entered the league a year later, in 2001, when he was the first overall pick, just not in this draft. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Peyton Manning. Another very popular guess because he was the first overall pick in 1998 and went on to have a legendary career. But by the year 2000, Manning was already established in the league. The correct answer is Courtney Brown. Courtney Brown was selected first overall in the 2000 NFL Draft by the Cleveland Browns. A dominant defensive end coming out of Penn State, he was highly touted at the time, even though injuries later limited his NFL career. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 11.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which particle has a negative charge? Is it A, a proton, B, a neutron, C, an electron, or D, a photon? Comment your answer below. It's not the photon. Photons are particles of light, and they don't carry any electric charge. They travel at the speed of light and power everything from lasers to the glow of your phone screen, but they aren't charged particles. It's not the neutron. As the name suggests, neutrons are neutral. They have no charge at all. Their job is to add mass and stability to the nucleus, not to attract or repel electric fields. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not the proton, that's the particle with a positive charge found in the nucleus of an atom. Protons help determine an element's identity, but they definitely aren't the negatively charged ones. The correct answer is the electron. Electrons carry a negative charge and orbit the nucleus of an atom. Their movement is what creates electricity, chemical bonds, and almost all of the technology we use today. From powering circuits to forming molecules, electrons are the tiny particles that make the modern world possible. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 10.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which sea creature can change skin color? Is it A, an octopus, B, a crocodile, C, a dolphin, or D, a seahorse? Comment your answer below. It's not the seahorse. While seahorses can shift slightly in shade to blend with their surroundings, they can't rapidly change patterns or textures. Their color changes are slow and limited, not the dramatic transformations we're looking for. It's not the dolphin. Dolphins communicate through sound and behavior, not color. Their skin tone stays consistent, and they don't have the pigment-controlling cells needed for quick camouflage. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. It's not the crocodile. Even though crocs can appear darker or lighter depending on water temperature or mud on their skin, they don't actively change color. Any variation happens naturally over time, not through instant control. The correct answer is the octopus. Octopuses have special pigment cells called chromatophores that let them change color, brightness, and even skin texture in a fraction of a second. They use this ability for camouflage, communication, and hunting, making them some of the most adaptable creatures in the ocean. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 9.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which country has won the most FIFA World Cups? Is it A, Germany, B, Argentina, C, Brazil, or D, France? Comment your answer below. It's not France, though they've become a powerhouse in recent years. Winning in 1998 and 2018, they've still got a bit of catching up to do before claiming the all-time record. It's not Germany, one of the most consistent teams in tournament history. They've lifted the trophy 4 times, tied for second place. Their discipline and strategy have made them legends, but not number 1. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Argentina. Led by icons like Maradona and Messi, they've captured 3 titles, including their emotional 2022 victory in Qatar. But even with that incredible run, one country still stands above them all. The correct answer is Brazil. With 5 World Cup wins in 1958, 1962, 1970, 1994, and 2002, Brazil is the most successful team in World Cup history. Known for their samba style, creativity, and pure flair, Brazil gave the world legends like Pelé, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Neymar. No other nation has matched their combination of passion, skill, and joy for the beautiful game. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 8.
Only 5% of people get this right. Billie Eilish first gained fame after releasing which song online? Is it A, When the Party's Over, B, Bad Guy, C, Bury a Friend, or D, Ocean Eyes? Comment your answer below. It's not Bad Guy. That's the song that made Billie a global icon and helped her sweep the Grammys in 2020, but it wasn't her breakout moment. By then, she was already a household name. It's not When the Party's Over. That haunting ballad showcased her emotional range and minimalist production style, but it came after she'd already made waves online. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Bury a Friend. That one helped define her eerie, experimental sound, but it was part of her debut album, not her beginning. The correct answer is Ocean Eyes. Billie originally recorded the song at just 13 years old for her dance teacher, and her brother Phineas uploaded it to SoundCloud in 2015. The track went viral overnight, landing her a record deal and launching one of the most unique careers in pop music today. From that single upload, a star was born. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 7.
Only 5% of people get this right. Who won the Battle of Hastings in 1066? Is it A, Harold Godwinson, B, William the Conqueror, C, Edward the Confessor, or D, Richard the Lionheart? Comment your answer below. It's not Richard the Lionheart. He lived centuries later during the Crusades and ruled England in the late 1100s. He's one of the most famous English kings, but he had nothing to do with the battle that changed England in 1066. It's not Edward the Confessor. He was the king before the battle, and his death is actually what sparked the conflict. Multiple claimants fought for the throne after he died, but Edward himself never fought at Hastings. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Harold Godwinson. He was the Anglo-Saxon king who defended the English crown, but he was defeated on the battlefield. According to legend, he was struck in the eye with an arrow, and his loss ended Anglo-Saxon rule. The correct answer is William the Conqueror. In 1066, William, Duke of Normandy, won the Battle of Hastings and became the first Norman king of England. His victory reshaped English culture, language, and politics for centuries. The event is so important it marks the end of one era and the beginning of another in British history. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 6.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which scientist discovered penicillin in 1928? Is it A. Louis Pasteur, B. Alexander Fleming, C. Marie Curie, or D. Robert Koch? Comment your answer below. It's not Robert Koch. He made huge strides in identifying the bacteria that caused tuberculosis and cholera, but penicillin came later. It's not Louis Pasteur. He's known as the father of germ theory and the inventor of pasteurization, but he never discovered antibiotics. And it's not Marie Curie. She was a 2-time Nobel Prize winner who pioneered research on radioactivity, not medicine. The correct answer is Alexander Fleming. He discovered penicillin by accident when he noticed a mold-killing bacteria in one of his petri dishes, a discovery that went on to save over 200 million lives worldwide.
Number 5.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which continent has the most countries? Is it A, Asia, B, Africa, C, Europe, or D, South America? Comment your answer below. It's not South America. With only 12 countries, it's the smallest continental family in terms of independent nations, even though it's home to some massive lands like Brazil and Argentina. It's not Asia. Even though it's the largest continent and home to the most people, it has 49 countries, including giants like China and India. But when it comes to total count, it still falls short of our winner. And it's not Europe. It's rich in history and diversity with around 44 countries, depending on how you count transcontinental nations like Turkey and Russia. Europe packs a ton of cultures into a relatively small space, but it's not the most divided by borders. The correct answer is Africa. With 54 recognized sovereign countries, Africa is the most diverse continent on Earth, linguistically, culturally, and geographically. From Egypt's ancient pyramids to South Africa's coastal cities, and from the deserts of the Sahara to the rainforests of the Congo, the variety is unmatched. Fun fact, over 2,000 languages are spoken across Africa, and Nigeria alone has more than 200 million people, making it one of the most populous nations in the world.
Number 4.
Only 5% of people get this right. Who was the first emperor of Rome? Is it A, Julius Caesar, B, Augustus, C, Nero, or D, Tiberius? Comment your answer below. It's not Nero, one of Rome's most infamous rulers. He came decades later and is remembered for his excess, persecution of Christians, and the legend of fiddling while Rome burned. Definitely not the first. It's not Julius Caesar, the brilliant general whose ambition ended the Roman Republic. He laid the foundation for the empire, but was assassinated before it could form. His death cleared the path for his heir to finish the job. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Tiberius. He was the second emperor of Rome and the adopted son of Augustus. Though powerful, his rule was marked by isolation and suspicion rather than the empire-building energy of his predecessor. The correct answer is Augustus. Born Gaius Octavius, he was Julius Caesar's adopted son. After years of civil war, Augustus united Rome and ushered in the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of peace and prosperity. He rebuilt cities, reformed the army, and established a system so stable that it lasted for hundreds of years. In short, he turned Rome into an empire, and himself into its first emperor. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 3.
Only 5% of people get this right. What is the largest species of shark? Is it A, the great white shark, B, the whale shark, C, the tiger shark, or D, the bull shark? Comment your answer below. It's not the tiger shark, though it's one of the ocean's most feared predators. Nicknamed the garbage can of the sea for eating almost anything, it only reaches about 15 feet in length. Impressive, but nowhere near the size of our true giant. It's not the great white shark, probably the most famous of them all, reaching up to 20 feet and weighing several tons. Great whites are apex hunters, but they're still dwarfed by the gentle giant that tops our list. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not the bull shark. These powerful swimmers are unique because they can live in both saltwater and freshwater. They've even been found in rivers hundreds of miles inland. But at around 11 feet long, they're built for toughness, not size. The correct answer is the whale shark. Despite the name, it's not a whale. It's a true shark and the largest fish on Earth. Whale sharks can grow over 40 feet long and weigh as much as 20 tons. Yet they feed only on tiny plankton. They glide peacefully through warm tropical waters, reminding us that size doesn't always mean danger. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 2.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which U.S. state has the longest coastline? Is it A, Florida, B, Alaska, C, California, or D, Texas? Comment your answer below. It's not Texas. Even though the Gulf Coast gives Texas a noticeable stretch of shoreline, it's nowhere near the top of the list. Texas has a long border with the Gulf of Mexico, but compared to states with rugged, irregular shorelines, it doesn't even crack the top 3. It's not California. With its iconic Pacific coast, dramatic cliffs, and long beaches, California feels like it should be the answer. But its coastline, while famous, is relatively straightforward and doesn't add up to as many total miles as people expect. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Florida. This is the most common wrong guess. Florida has beaches on both the Atlantic and the Gulf, and its shape creates a ton of shoreline. But even with all that, it still falls far short of the actual number 1 state. The correct answer is Alaska. Alaska has by far the longest coastline in the United States, more than 6,600 miles of ocean shoreline, and over 30,000 miles if you count all the islands and inlets. That's more coastline than the rest of the US states combined. Its winding, irregular edges create thousands of miles of shoreline, easily making it number 1. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments.
Number 2.
Only 5% of people get this right. Which app launched in 2016 with short videos? Is it A, Vine, B, TikTok, C, Snapchat, or D, Instagram? Comment your answer below. It's not Vine. That app was an early pioneer of short looping clips, where creators made comedy, skits, and memes in just 6 seconds. It was ahead of its time, but it disappeared long before today's short video craze took over. It's not Snapchat. While it helped popularize quick, creative moments and disappearing stories, its main focus was private sharing, not endless short videos for a global audience. Think you're 7% club material? Subscribe and prove it tomorrow. And it's not Instagram. It started as a place for filters and photos, and for years, that's all it was. Video content came much later, after other platforms had already changed the game. The correct answer is TikTok. Launched in 2016, TikTok turned short videos into a worldwide phenomenon. Its mix of music, editing tools, and powerful algorithm created an entirely new kind of social media, one where anyone could go viral overnight. It redefined creativity and changed how an entire generation consumes content. Missed this one? Catch today's question. Links pinned in the comments. So, how many did you get right? Season 1 is officially complete, and Season 2 is on the way. New daily questions, new challenges, same goal. Join the 7% Club. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.